keep seeing a lot of videos talking about how people aren't understanding how MAGA or people who are defending ICE or whoever are not understanding that Renee Good could have been them and how they're still defending this. I'm going to tell you exactly how, and it starts with something called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance theory is what happens when we have contradictory beliefs and it makes our brains feel really, really uncomfortable. So what our brain does is it says, okay, I'm presented with some new information and that doesn't really jive with my belief system. So I need to alter something to make it feel more comfortable and more true so everything aligns. There's a lot of people out there on the right that say, well, I don't really need to be concerned about ICE or about the government or any of this stuff because that's not me, right? I'm not an immigrant, or maybe I am an immigrant, but I'm not a criminal. If I'm none of those things and it's not threatening to me and they're only really truly getting the bad guys, then it's fine. I'm unaffected. And when something happens, like Renee Good being shot, murdered in cold blood by an ICE agent, and make no mistake, that is exactly what happened, their belief system kind of gets messed up because she was a white woman. She wasn't a criminal. She wasn't even an immigrant. She was nothing like they say they're going after, but they killed her. So their tiny little brains start working overtime and they say, well, I believe that ICE agents and the government is on my side. They're trying to protect us. But if they killed a white woman, a woman that looks like me or looks like my mother or my sister or my daughter, what do I do with that? And this is where the gross justification starts coming in. They say, well, she was somewhere she wasn't supposed to be, and I wouldn't have been there doing that, so I wouldn't be harmed. Or they say, well, she was driving a huge vehicle towards this man, and he was afraid for his life. Or in that situation, I certainly wouldn't do that. I wouldn't have been shot because I wouldn't have made that choice like she did. They can justify why it was okay that this woman was shot and killed, then they can maintain their belief system that so far has served them in the way that they want it to serve them. I saw someone post something that they said, Renee Good was a white Christian woman. She was fighting for the rights of others. She was peaceful. She wasn't a criminal. I opened the replies. Do you know what I saw? Christians. Heavy on, air quote, Christians. And do you know what they said? She wasn't a Christian. She was a lesbian. She wasn't a Christian. She divorced her husband and now she's with a woman. Because again, the minute that that label goes on Renee Good and it's a similar identity to what they have, a Christian, no. That's not gonna work for their brain. The cognitive dissonance will become too overwhelming and too strong. You can argue with these people forever. But until they make the choice to change the part of their belief system that says that could never be me, or God forbid, they have some empathy, even if it could never be them, you're not going to reach them. I get what people are saying. How can they not understand? But this is why. This is a psychological principle happening in real life, and it's horrifying.